People often ask me why I became Muslim, whether it's here in Malaysia or back home in Australia at the masjid. And really, when I get asked this, I have to think, because it's not the most simple answer, like many read their stories where they had a dream or they knew Muslims. Like I knew no Muslims. And for me, it started with dhikr. So I didn't obviously know what dhikr was, but through Allah's guidance, through Allah's mercy, I somehow came to know the words Alhamdulillah, and it just stuck with me. It stuck in my heart, truly. And I remember this must be like 4 years ago now, walking around the worksite, working in construction, and just throughout the day, just Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah.
Meet Justin, an Australian man whose journey to Islam will leave you speechless. No Muslim community around him, no masjid in sight, not a single person to teach him anything about the religion. And yet Allah was preparing his heart. Justin says people constantly ask him why he became Muslim, whether he's in Malaysia or back in Australia at the masjid. And every time he struggles to give a straight answer because his story isn't like the typical ones you hear. He didn't have a dream about Islam. He didn't grow up around Muslims. He literally knew zero Muslims. His journey began in a way he couldn't understand back then. By the mercy and guidance of Allah, one Arabic phrase made its way to him and would not leave his heart. Alhamdulillah. He didn't even know what it meant, but it stuck with him deeply. He remembers this clearly, about 4 years ago, walking around a construction site at work and throughout the entire day under his breath. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Now think about this. A man in Australia, never met a Muslim in his life, walking around a job site making dhikr without knowing what dhikr even is. His fitra was pulling him back to his creator, and he couldn't ignore it. But Justin didn't just rely on emotion. His heart was moving, but his mind needed clarity. He needed to be sure Islam was actually the truth. So what did he do? He ordered a copy of the Quran. No teacher, no imam, no YouTube videos, no friend guiding him, just him, alone, reading the words of Allah from start to finish. And then he came across something that changed everything. He said, there was one miracle in the Quran that proved to me Islam is the truth. He explained,
This astonishing miracle in the Quran proved to me that Islam is the truth. So in the Quran, the word for land is mentioned 13 times and the word for sea is mentioned 32 times. Now that's a total of 45. Now before I tell you the numbers, ask yourself this. How could a man 1400 years ago have known these figures I'm about to tell you? So let's recap. The word for land is mentioned 13 times and the word for sea is mentioned 32 times, totaling 45. So let's take 13 and divide it by 45 and we get 28.8%. 32 divided by 45, we get 71.1%. And here's the astonishing miracle. So modern science confirms that the earth is 29% land and 71% sea, which is the ratio the Quran revealed 1400 years ago, long before satellites, long before ocean mapping. This is not coincidence, this is not guesswork, this is divine precision. This is a sign from Allah that the Quran is the truth.
For Justin, this was the confirmation he was looking for. So he took his shahada, alone. No crowd around him, no celebration, no witnesses, just him and Allah. He then taught himself how to pray, spending months perfecting his salah privately before ever stepping into a masjid. Today, he has memorized 24 surahs and plans to reach 30 before the year ends. From an atheist who knew nothing about Islam to someone on the path of becoming a hafidh. From isolation to guidance. From disbelief to submission. From silence to Quran. This is what it looks like when Allah chooses someone. Distance doesn't matter. Lack of knowledge doesn't matter. Loneliness doesn't matter. When Allah guides, He guides completely. Stories like his remind us why we say, Alhamdulillah for Islam.